Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015, whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the U in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy.
We give you the courtesy of conversation.
That's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And it's the show. Don't forget to like, listen, subscribe. Thanks for everybody that checks us out. Don't forget to catch us every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
We changing that up?
Yeah, we think so. We might try to do that one. Let's try to do Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. Right here, live and direct.
Live and direct. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Man, you know
hold on. I have to put down my carved watermelon.
Oh man, that's a crazy that was a crazy thing to say right there by that guy, man. And I can't believe that they even came up with that from that, at that Madison Square Garden.
You know what people
rally,
said
man.
too? They said, look, they're like they knew all the jokes he was going to say beforehand.
Yeah.
Like you had to go through there and say what you're going to say. And so they knew the jokes. They were like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? He said there's a big pile of trash in the middle of the ocean, and he said, it's called Puerto Rico.
It's called Puerto Rico. Hey, man, let's kick the show off, man.
Yeah.
Trump's Madison Square Garden event features crude and racist insults. Donald Trump hosted a rally featuring crude and racist insults at New York's Madison Square Garden, turning what his campaign had dubbed as the event where he would deliver his closing message into an illustration of what turns off his critics. With just over a week before Election Day, speakers at the rally Sunday night labeled Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage, called Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris the devil, and said the woman vying to become the first woman and black woman president had begun her career as a prostitute. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. I think it's called Puerto Rico, said Tony Hinchcliffe, a stand-up comic whose set also included lewd and racist comments about Latinos, Jews, and black people, all key constituencies in the election just 9 days away.
His Jewish joke was funny. I mean, to me, actually, it was all offensive. It wasn't funny. He was talking about, he was like, what did he say? He said he's like the Jews and the Israel and the Palestinians should just, do a best 2 out of 3. Paper, rock, scissors. Yeah. He's like, because he said the Palestinians, they only gonna throw rocks.
Yeah.
And he said the Jews, they're going to do scissors because they ain't throwing that paper.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This is the same guy who had a pretty decent set on, I think it was Tom Brady, when Tom Brady's the roast of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He was up there, he had some decent jokes and stuff like that.
He's had racist sets before. He lost his management deal because he just went in on this Asian dude one time. So he's known for controversy.
I mean, to me.
Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies, too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. There's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup. There's some people here. All right. Very good. Heck yeah, it's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that, a lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding, that's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun, we carved watermelons together. It was awesome. You guys this is a groany little morning crowd, huh? When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors. The Palestinians are going to throw rock every time. But you also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're having fun now. We're cooking.
I mean, to me, man, like, okay, you're at a thing. This is not your average. This isn't the roast of Donald Trump. This is a political, rally right here. This is like when people are like, oh yeah, well, you guys are a little too sensitive. You're at a political rally preaching with your vision for the country. These are the people who you have before you who are supposed to be talking up your vision for the country, not talking down upon, different Latinos. Or he said, what did he say? They keep coming inside this country like they
have children. They keep coming inside like they're coming in our country. You know what's crazy? That's what I was saying too. I was like, look, you can be like, oh, he's just telling a bunch of racist jokes. And racist people do that stuff. This was a rally for a man that wants to run the United States of America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be there as president of the United States of America. You want to be the president of all people. When you get your people up here, constituents, and they start just pointing out everyone
Grant Cardone,
but white people,
Dr. Phil.
That's what it is. That's who this is who they stand for. This is what they run on.
Dr. Phil saying this country was built off hard work, and this and the third built off hard work of slaves and other people. And then he said this is not this wasn't given to people. This wasn't DEI. We all understand what he's talking about when they say these things. If you guys, this is what really makes me really makes me angry. I wouldn't want to say some other words right now, but we're only 4 minutes and we're going to keep this, but so at the end of the day,
I knew exactly what I was getting into when I was watching it.
And this is how I look at it. I mean, I didn't watch it. I just heard it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't watch Republican, rallies. Well,
Latinos are the majority in America.
I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, it's close. It's close. There's a lot of different.
In Texas, they're the majority in Texas.
They're definitely majority in Texas.
There's a lot of them in New York.
There's a lot of them in Louisiana. There's a lot of them in Chicago. All over. Don't get me wrong. So but when I'm watching this, man, it just really what makes me the most angry is to hear more people who look like me, more black people, especially black men. Like, oh, I'm riding with Trump. You guys are this, that, and the third. I'm like, I just can't even. To me, I'm looking at you guys. If y'all don't understand the consequences of this right now, you don't see that him getting rid of the Department of Education. He basically said that if they teach our history, of the history that we know of in this country, we don't know where we're from and what part of Africa we're from. But we do know our history in this country, and when the history that we do know, the history that they taught us, and basically told us that this is all we were before we figured it out as we got older. They're telling people that if you teach that in school, that they're going to defund your school. They got mad and we said, let's defund the police because the police were overly aggressively policing black neighborhoods, killing more black people. You know what I mean? They got mad about that. But when they said you want to defund your school, they got Texas. They've made a commission in Texas where they're now banning books that are historically factual books, calling them now fiction. They've banned more books than anybody. You guys talk about who wants to stop things, who's sensitive to things. You guys are sensitive to the true history of this country. You're telling people who you really are, and you don't understand. Once it gets to that point where he gets in office and he starts banning things, takes down the Department of Education, the Supreme Court's already cooked into the books for him. They're already 6'3". They're going to 6'3" everything for him that comes down the line.
Donald Trump is running to stay out of jail, and Kamala Harris is running to run America. There's a difference. I've already been saying this. That's why I told you. It's like they don't care. They're going to double and triple down on what they believe. Like I'm saying, I just saw the guy driving around today with the flag. It doesn't even say "Make America Great Again." It says "Take your country back." Trump flag.
From where? From who? Who are you taking the country back from? The people you originally stole it from? Where is it going? I mean, you guys are already, you guys are talking about taking your country back. Yep. This, that, and the third. I was like, you're scapegoating the hell out of immigrants. They took it the
first time with violence.
You're scapegoating the hell. I mean, but everybody can get violent. That's what the case may be. Nobody's afraid of that at this point in time. We all understand. Yeah. But nobody, that's not the way that America should end. Because that's pretty much what it'll be, the end of America. The reason why is because you guys see that your numbers are dwindling. You guys see that this is pretty much the end of your run, and this country is done for you. You're mad that people are coming into this country. This country was a land of immigrants. That's what this country was all about. Send us you're weak, you're tired, you're poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was what this country was built off of. Ellis Island. Everything. This is what it is. I understand if you want people to come in legally, then let people tell people like Donald Trump to quit messing with the border bills and let's pass some laws to get these people into this country legally. We need them in here. Actually, that's why we got cities like Springfield that are dwindling in size and scope because they're losing citizens. We're not making enough babies in this country. It's just factual. It's a fact. We need immigrants in this country to keep the revitalization of this country growing. But you don't want immigrants from Haiti because they're people of color. You don't want Latinos in this country because you notice they didn't say, oh, what about, man, we have they didn't say any jokes about Norway, Denmark, England, France.
They didn't really make
Italy,
jokes about white folks at all.
all.
I listened to the whole thing before I spoke on it. But you have to realize, bro, this is where we're at. There's no change. There's no change in anyone's mind. You just have to look at them, bro. If you're out there and this is what you support, then you support hate. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Because Donald Trump didn't come out and say nothing. He didn't come out and speak against it. He didn't come out and say, hey, we're not going to do that. I want to be president for everybody. They had his campaign managers come out, right? But J.D. Vance, just like here in this article, he came back and doubled down. He said our country was built on frontiersmen who conquered the wilderness. He said, we're not going to restore greatness of the American civilization if we get offended by every little thing. He said, let's have a sense of humor. But also while he was up there, he was like, I haven't really heard the joke in context. I just heard about it.
He heard it.
He said, I haven't watched it. But I mean, his wife is Indian, bro.
He
and they
heard
already
it.
talk mess about his wife and his children.
He knows exactly. He does it to himself at home more than likely. He more than likely does this stuff at home himself. Period. He's doing whatever it takes. It tells me who you are as a person. If you're willing to do whatever it takes to be something, then I don't want you around me. Period. You know what I'm saying? That just like they say, if money moves you, then I can't have you around me because you'll do anything over money.
It's like this. It's like they're going to give the police immunity. They're going to get rid of the Board of Education.
Oh, man.
They're already getting rid of the regulations. They're taking more women's rights away. I just read an article today talking about the Taliban just passed a law where women can't even talk to other women.
You notice that when we talk about women's rights, reproductive rights, you forget that's a man's right too. That takes away our right to be able to say, man, you know what? I'm not ready to have a kid either right now.
Oh, like that ever worked. I mean, sometimes it does. Some women listen to that and most don't.
It's happened a lot. Trust me, it's happened. You know, it's happened a lot.
Yeah.
We both know it's happened. Like, there's a lot of women who at least give you an opportunity to say whether or not they're going to go in there and have a procedure done that we've never had to have done to our body. So let's not act like, this is just something that we should be given. You don't have to go in there and deal with that. There's women back in the day who had to deal with things like hangers and weird stuff going on to them. You know what I mean? We act like we never had to even deal with that. Let a man go deal with something small. He's crying about it. So I don't have a problem with women having that say so. I know there's other things we can get into when it comes to that. We don't need to. But that is a man's right as well. Because if you're not, let's say it's two 16-year-olds, a boy and a girl, and they get pregnant. It happens, man. People are like, whoa, you should be more use protection. This ain't a perfect world we live in. Let's be honest. A lot of people go through that stuff. Probably the person who's saying they should have used protection has gone through it. So imagine
you use it the first time, but after you keep going, hey,
but just being honest about the situation, you know what I mean? What are you going to force them into now having a kid now? You're going to force a woman who knows she's going to have some kind of a miscarriage or a baby with major birth defects to have to carry that kid to term now because what you say is right. You know what I mean? I want to say
you this.
You know what I mean? Really,
these
honestly.
people are coming back for their country in blood. I don't know why
it ain't their country. This is not their country.
You're not hearing me. I don't know why anybody thought this side of the political spectrum would sit there and in their minds feel that they're going to lose their white privilege, their country. They're saying this
that's
government
not a political spectrum.
and just chill with it and be like, that's fine. That's how the government rolls. No, they're going to lose the election because right here, right then and there, those statements and him allowing it and everything that was said, I'm telling you, it's over.
I hope so. I hope
it's over.
I love the fact that you're very, very comfortable in that, but I'm not, man.
It's too close.
I'm not comfortable in that.
I can feel you. And someone said, neoliberals need to realize this too. Like, they keep saying that it's too close to call, right? That should make you feel some type of way anyways.
I said this last time we had an election when Trump was running against Biden. I said this. America just showed you who she was.
Yeah.
Period. They're doing it again right now. The worst part about it to me, though, like I said, are listening to other black men who just act like they don't understand what Project 2025 means. That it's very much against everything that you are as a black man, especially for black children. Your black children are going to have to deal with this more than you because really, I look at them like, you a sucker, man, pretty much. That's just who you are, period. Just to even think that this is a person that you should be voting for. I think that some of y'all think because she's a black woman, you don't want to vote for her. And I believe that. I hear it in your voices. This woman, you just let this woman. I seen this guy. He commented on a Club Shay Shay thing, and I know this dude. He's like, man, you let this woman. You know what I'm saying? Even though it could be, I may be misconstruing how he's saying it, But it's the offhanded remark. This woman,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, he's a Southern. I mean, you know, what I mean, like a lot of people say, probably the same type of dude say, Mr. Such and Such. You talking about the white man, call him Mr. Such and what such and such. And I know a lot of people from different parts of the country, and you know what part of the country I'm talking about, talks about those people in that way. And y'all the same people. When people came to get us, y'all was like, I'm not leaving because Mr. Such and Such just treats me good. That's who y'all are in my book. All of y'all. You know what I mean? That's how I look at y'all, and I'm not going to forget that y'all talked about this in the manner that you did. And I'm gonna keep every time I talk to you, that's how I'm gonna treat you from now on forever. It don't matter. You know what I mean? We might be cool, but that's how cool I'm gonna be towards you.
I've been screenshotting stuff. I just screenshot a lot.
I'm gonna remember that.
Bro, don't come back and be crying about it later.
Yeah, it's a wrap,
what's
man.
going on? I mean, like we got less than 6 days, on for the election to hit. We're gonna be covering the election.
You see them? They're burning down.
They're burning down. Yeah, we can do that one right now.
No, I mean, they're burning ballot boxes, man. I mean, that tells you who do you think is burning these ballot boxes, man? You think it's? I've never denied an election result. Even when you say that the Russians helped him win, that's not denying the result of the election, though. That's not saying that he did not win. That's saying that these people may have helped him in some way with bots. That's different than saying that you're going to cheat. Every time I talk to one of my friends, it's like, unless you guys cheat, all I ever hear is that tells me everything I need to know. That's like a person, you can never even gamble with that person. Imagine gambling with somebody, but when they win, they win. But when you win, you cheated. So it's just, man, just imagine, but you were good with that person becoming president. And you can't never even talk to a person like that. It's just crazy to me that y'all.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing. I do that too. If I see some news I like that, like I agree with, I know it's some fuck shit, but I'll be like, yeah, cool. But it's the stuff I don't agree with. I still get the facts. That's what we have to do.
That's two separate things than saying that.
But you brought it up, and I want to just read it really briefly. Like we didn't got to cover it, but there was 2 ballot boxes been set on fire over in Portland, Oregon, and Vancouver, Washington. There was an incendiary device put in both of them. You know what I'm saying? They have the video of them pulling it out. But actually, there has been some voter fraud already that we've uncovered. And
let me just touch on that really quickly before you get into that. I mean, they're burning. Are these ballot boxes or these mail boxes?
No, they're ballot boxes. They put incendiary devices inside the ballot boxes. So they're telling people to go in person and go vote.
Let's see where these neighborhoods are they're doing this in, too. Yeah. That's another thing we need to see. Like, what neighborhoods are they doing this in? Where are they doing this at? Are these more majority Democratic districts? I mean, who you think would do something? That's just weird to me. That's how afraid you are of who's going to win. You're burning ballot boxes, man. That is... I mean, that's how many votes is that taking away?
That's a couple hundred.
You know what I mean? And that's the kind of stuff that swings elections.
Yeah.
You know who comes and votes early most times. Go ahead.
They're trying to say people here in Washington and Oregon need to go in and vote. And that's what they're saying. Like, hey, man, you just don't know my ballot box is always safe. We don't have to worry about that where I'm at because someone will catch you doing it. I don't play that in my town. This is an American town.
Man, these people will do that here too. They're in the same American town that you were just in. You just saw a dude driving down the street. What did he have on his truck?
Yeah, you can have it. That's cool.
What did he have? What did it say on his truck?
It said Trump 2024, take America back.
And that's in this good old American town that we live in, man.
He's cutting through.
You know,
he's cutting through. They don't. That's
he
like
ain't
one time I
cutting
saw
through.
this dude,
Hey,
he had a big old Confederate flag. He's sitting in front of Jack in the Box mad because ain't nobody paying attention to him.
You don't remember, man, that during when Trump was in office, they'd ride around with the flags on their trucks.
Yeah, they still do.
Swinging them on their truck. I mean, this is where we live. You act like people aren't coming here who are in the military. A lot of them are in the military who are here, who are flying these flags.
No, they're not allowed to.
I don't know about.
I'm telling you,
they're
not.
not.
You can't.
They were in the military. The ones that people in the military doing it before. Maybe they told them now you can't do it, but they were doing it.
Yeah, but I want to cover a little bit of voting fraud that already happened so far. And you guys are right. There are people voting illegally. There are people voting. So a Minnesota woman is accused of turning in a ballot for her dead mother.
Wow.
A routine check caught it. A Minnesota woman accused of trying to submit a mail ballot for her recently deceased mother has been charged with 3 felonies, showing how routine election safeguards thwart rare instances of attempted voter fraud. Officials in Enscombe County, about 200 miles north of Minneapolis, said Monday that the improper vote was caught because the state provides a monthly list of people who have died to election officials, who then flag those names in the state's voter registration database. The woman returned ballots for herself and her mother in early October, and the county auditor office, which oversees local elections, quickly verified that the mother had died at the end of August, almost 3 weeks before it began mailing out absentee ballots. The criminal case was filed last week in a state district court in Grand Rapids as former President Donald Trump continues to suggest he will lose the November 5th election only if his political opponent cheats. There's no evidence of significant voter fraud in 2020 election, which Trump lost, and there's no evidence Trump's adversaries can or will rig this year's election. The woman told the sheriff's lieutenant in an interview that she filed out her mother's ballot after her mother's death, according to a probable cause statement filed with the district's court. The statement said the woman was an ardent Trump supporter who had wanted to vote for him before she died.
Yeah. So
I mean, there was voter fraud.
There was voter fraud.
And last year there was voter fraud too. And you know who did it? Donald Trump supporters.
You know, and this is what I'm seeing over and over again is a lot of times, like the people who push this, it's the fact that you guys push this narrative so much pushes these people with these little pea brains to do the stuff that they're doing. You have no idea. Like I said, I got a friend of mine. We talk every day. I think sometimes he just tries to like get under my skin with it. But at the same time, I'm like,
shout out to him.
Yeah. But at the same time, though, he really believes all this stuff, though. I don't care what nobody says. The way he talks about the stuff he sends me, he believes this stuff, man.
You gotta believe it. That's the whole thing. If you don't believe it, then you got to look at the reality. That's why they're all crazy, or a lot of them are, because they see the reality, but like, no, I can't believe that, because it goes against everything they've been fed through the news organizations that they watch. I see a lot of stuff I don't like, but I have to deal with it because I live in reality.
And that's the crazy part about it, man, because you get to thinking about like, man, do you really believe this stuff? Yeah, all the blacks, Latinos, everyone's going to be voting for Trump, and I think a lot of them will. No, you know what I mean? I think a number of them will.
You see, look, on the internet and what you see online, those people are miserable.
And bots.
They do it for engagement.
And bots. Yeah, it's a lot of bots,
They do it for
man.
engagement.
Yeah.
If you were just talking about, you see the people just posting about, hey, went to the gym. Oh, hanging out here. Ooh, had some Cheetos. Ain't nobody like that shit. Now, if you're on there like, yeah, I'm voting for Donald Trump because Kamala Harris used to be a hoe and my cousin was a pimp, everybody's like, no, she wasn't. People do things online for engagement. Yo, the root of evil is not money anymore. It's attention.
Yeah, it is.
And so
man.
Don't pay attention to nobody online. Them people ain't talking. I mean, I'm going to watch it because I love drama. That's not mine. But I'm saying, look, they already caught the lady. Look, that's how secure the election is. No one's about to cast a whole bunch of fake votes. They've already caught a couple. I think it was in Michigan. They caught a bunch of people a bunch of people stole a bunch of ballots out the mail.
It's crazy, man. Like I said, it's just nuts to me that people really believe that that there's just everything is just rigged. It's all rigged.
It wasn't all rigged until we had a fake president. That's just what it is. Donald Trump can't take loss.
President.
He can't be man enough to say, "Hey, I lost." Actually, he said it the other day when he messed up.
Yeah,
he saw on a Joe Rogan
just lost
show
by a little bit, by a small margin.
He's like, "Oh wait, no, we didn't lose. No, we didn't lose." He tried to.
He understands the story that you guys are good with hearing, man.
Yeah.
You guys don't care about nothing. They sure did applaud Melania when she got up there after she gave her pro-choice video she made. She put it in her book. You heard about the little thing she came out with the pro-choice thing, like, a right to choose is the essential right of this and that and the third, and like just talking about it. She made a pro-choice statement in her book talking about pro-choice, and they applauded her. You had no problem with that, huh? You know what I mean? Like when it's something that you I mean.
Think about it. Look, Colin Kaepernick took a knee against white supremacy and violence against black folks, and they didn't like it. But Nick Bosa they're like, no politics in sports. Nick Bosa runs up when they're having an interview, and he got the MAGA cap on. You know what I'm saying? Shows it, runs off really quick. Then they question him. You know, when they question Colin Kaepernick, he said everything with his chest. When they asked Nick Bosa or whatever, he was like, "Oh, I don't really want to talk about that." Change the hat and everything. He
should have been kicked out of football and everything else, like they kicked Colin Kaepernick out of football. They won't do that though, because they need that face right there because it blends into the message they're trying to push.
They don't need the face; it just shows you what it is. Like I don't know why black folks haven't just started their own football sports. Start your own league. It's Take all the players with you. Take all your money. Go start your own league.
It's tough.
I'd watch it.
I'm not saying they wouldn't. 70%, 80% of the league is us. But at the same time,
who do you want to watch?
It's like this. It's like
watch DK Metcalf.
I'm not listening. I feel you're right, but it's just like saying a person to go, like telling Kanye to go start his own clothing line somewhere. What he told everybody.
That's why he did it.
No, wait. But what he told everybody was the fact that this is what he's like. He didn't, because he went to Adidas, so he didn't actually go do that. But what he's telling everybody is they have all of the infrastructure in place already. They have all the stores. They have all the distribution. They have everything in place. You know how you have to build that for him to say, okay, I want my stuff not only in the United States, I want it in Mexico, I want it in all these different countries, and have the infrastructure to get it there. That's the problem right there. That's why we can't do that. We don't have the stadiums. We don't have.
He said that to Sway. And Sway was like, man, why don't you just do it yourself? He's like, you ain't got the answer, Sway.
Because he's telling Sway the truth.
Then he's like, I just did it myself. And he was like, I guess Sway had the answer.
But he didn't really do. I mean, where's he at right now? We don't see Kanye, he's still owned. A lot of his stuff is still owned by Adidas right now, being sold by Adidas right now. He needs the infrastructure. I mean, I think that he's got over in China, they're trying to help him out right now because they understand what he is.
Yeah.
Ye is really pretty much like.
still go number one.
Ye, what's that? Arnault, the guy over there is HMLV. He's really him. You know what I mean? Like maybe not that large, but as far as clothing is concerned, you know what I mean? So, I mean, but anyway, let me go on to this next thing right here. It said Biden calls out Musk over a published report that Tesla CEO once worked in the U.S. illegally. President Joe Biden slammed Elon Musk for hypocrisy on immigration after a published report that the Tesla CEO once worked illegally in the United States. The South Africa-born Musk denies the allegation. The wealthiest man in the world who turned out to be an illegal worker here. No, I'm serious. He was supposed to be in school when he came on a student visa. He wasn't in school. He was violating the law. He's talking about all these illegals coming our way, Biden said while campaigning Saturday in Pittsburgh at a Union Hall. The Washington Post reported that Musk worked illegally in the country while on student visa. The newspaper, citing company documents, former business associates, and court documents, said Musk arrived in Palo Alto, California in 1995 for a graduate program at Stanford University, but never enrolled in courses, working instead on his startup. I said Musk wrote on X in reply to a video post of Biden's comment, "I was in fact allowed to work in the U.S., Musk added. The Biden puppet is lying." The funny part about it is this right here.
Immigrant. They show the picture of him and Milana together. They're like, look at them. Both came into the country illegally. The funny part about it is his brother admitted to it. They talked about it. They said it was a gray area. When I first got into this country, it was a gray area. That's what Musk once said, too, about the whole, when he first got here. This dude is a legal immigrant who talks up. I mean, don't get me wrong. It all worked out for everybody. At the end of the day, he's helped the country immensely as far as like jobs and everything like that. No, but you should have came in here legally.
Legally.
You can't sit up there.
Exactly.
And it must be crazy. You're looking at the crowd thinking you're one of them. And you did
back
all
of
the
your
stuff
mind
that you're blaming all these other people for doing.
Yeah.
He's like, I got to do it, but the rest of y'all, nah.
I don't need y'all doing this. What I just did here.
But they don't deport. They don't deport European, South African immigrants. I got a homie. I'm not going to say his name. He's like, look, I thought I couldn't buy. I was talking to him the other night, Saturday night, and he was like, yeah, I thought I couldn't buy a gun because I'm not a citizen. He's like, nah, they've been trying to sell me guns left and right. Because he's like, I can go to a gun show, and it's like there's still this loophole for him, but the person will just sell him a gun and it'll be his. But he's not even a citizen. They don't care. He's like, when they start deporting people, they ain't deporting me.
Yes, but they're not even going to ask him at all. Like I said, I got a friend of mine, you know what I'm saying? This dude, I mean, he has a great Caucasian name. I mean, he has blonde hair, blue eyes, you know what I mean? Period. And he's really a strong advocate. He's a good dude, real good dude. Really strong advocate for the Palestinian cause. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, I'm not voting for the Democrats. He's a huge Democrat, too, at the same time. I'm not voting for Democrats for what they're doing over in Palestine. Kamala Harris is a murderer. She's killing babies and all this kind of stuff, which is, you know what I mean? What'd you say?
She's not president.
Not president at all.
She's running for president. Joe Biden's the president. Focus on him.
Absolutely. And, I mean, he's saying all that stuff, right? But at the same exact moment, I had to tell him, you have the convenience to say this stuff. You've got that convenience. You can say, I'm not voting. I'm going to stick it out. Because at the end of the day, when they pulling over cars and they're looking for immigrants in these cars, they're not going to look at you and say, oh, yeah, let me see your papers. Like I said, I've had this happen to me before. Over not even the papers. They're just like, oh, I think you're this person right here.
Oh, yeah, I've had that. You fit the description.
More than one time, a lot of times. Not just one time, a lot of times, man. To the point to where they're pulling guns out on me based off of this. You fit the description junk that they like to pull. And we all know that it ain't true because ain't that many black people live around where I live at. And they don't look like me. That's another thing. They don't. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but that's not happening to y'all. You don't fit the description of somebody. You don't just so happen, let me see your papers. I don't know if you are this or not because they can say that to you. They can treat you like that. That's what's been going on. They treat us like that now without those laws. What do you think is going to happen when those laws are good for them?
They're going to be happy. They're going to go right back to the 20s and 30s where they can beat up anybody they want to and do what they want. Americans, they want America to hate again. You know what I'm saying?
And it's
and then Elon Musk being an immigrant is just a cherry on top because at this point it don't matter now. He got trillions of dollars and he gonna be your overseer.
Yep, and they're already telling him that he's buying an election. Him and basically what we're watching right now are the wealthy people of this country buy by the election.
Yeah, they do it every
I
time.
mean, no, don't get me. They do, but at the same time, it's not so blatant.
Yeah.
They're not front line in this stuff. They're back there. Everyone talks about Soros, but who the hell is Soros? You don't know anything about
we just
Soros.
talk-
We don't know
George
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 Soros.
Soros,
Soros
he
is
funded
favorite.
Black Lives Matter, and-
We don't see him, but now he's like this. Yeah, I'm about to buy this election, and I'm about to be appointed this right here, and then I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. That's how bold is getting in this country, and we got a bunch of people who are just got two teeth in their mouth, like, yeah, you know what I mean, ready to vote for this. It's crazy to me, and they're angry at people who probably work harder than they do. Probably got more jobs than them, and probably are helping to pay for their welfare and their health insurance. It's crazy to me. Let me touch on this.
Let me do this one really quick. I want to. Speaking of what's going to happen in the future, Minneapolis shooting sparks outrage. A suspect is charged but not arrested. A white Minneapolis man was charged with attempted murder Thursday after allegedly shooting his black neighbor in the neck for touching a tree following an ongoing dispute. But the failure of the police to arrest the suspect has angered city council members. Hold on. We've seen the video.
The video's crazy.
He was cutting a tree down in his yard. Before I finish reading, cutting a tree down the yard, he gets shot. He got shot right here in the shoulder, and it went down and came out the side of him. Anyways, the Hennepin County Attorney's Office filed charges against John Herbert Schwank in connection with the Wednesday shooting of Davis Montouri. The officer said it received the case on Thursday and immediately charged Schwank with attempted murder, first-degree assault, and felony harassment and stalking, and enhanced for racial bias. At the time of the shooting, Schwank had 3 active arrest warrants against him, including one for threats of violence against Montouri, court documents stated. As of Saturday afternoon, Schwank has not been arrested by Minneapolis police. A spokesperson says they have every intention to arrest him. On Wednesday, Montouri was pruning. Anyway, homeboy's in the house still. They haven't arrested him. They're like, oh, we don't want to go in there and have a gunfight with him because we know he's armed and stuff. And
where's this at again?
Huh?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Oh, this way. Okay.
Where they killed George Floyd.
They killed George Floyd. And you know who else they killed?
Who?
Philando Castile.
Oh, and then oh no, that was in Ohio when what's his name was killed.
The kid.
Yeah. That's what what's her name? Didn't what's her name die there?
Not Breonna. I was going to say Breonna Taylor, but she didn't. She died in St. Louis.
Okay.
She died in St. Louis. But I mean, they killed Philando Castile. He said, I have my duly registered legal firearm. It's on my hip. Can I show you? The officer said yes. He reaches for it. Well, stops. You know what I mean? So these people are. They don't. You guys don't have a problem going inside. I mean, but let's just say Minnesota is
let's just make it ballpark. Check it out. A black dude was shooting at the police one time, and they took a bomb and blew him up. A black dude was in a house, and they couldn't get him. They set the house on fire.
You remember the Black Panthers? They took a bomb and blew up the Black Panthers headquarters. I think that was in like Philadelphia or somewhere like that.
Look, they have no fear to come after us because that's on black folks though. Because when the cops come, y'all throw your guns. You ain't no problem shooting everybody else, but you throw your guns. That's why. Think about it. This should freak out everybody.
Crazy,
he
man.
Shot his neighbor, and he already had 3 warrants because the neighbor called the police on him 9 other times because he's harassing them, saying racial stuff ever since he moved in. He already had 3 warrants. The cops left him on the streets, and he tried to kill his neighbor.
Listen,
and now they're like, we're just going to leave him in his house.
You should see his house, man. It's barricaded in. Where he shot him from is like a little box, right? He's like a little box in the window that he just points the gun out of and shoots. I mean, and they're just like, we're just gonna let him. Like, you're scared of him. You don't want to go in there and kill him. Go drop a. Listen, he shot somebody, bruh. We all know. We saw the video of him shoot him. The dude sitting here cutting a tree with a chainsaw. Like, I'm like, man, this black meat over here working in his yard. He looks up, then because he probably heard the first shot that missed him. Then he gets shot and he falls backwards. It's crazy, man. Like, but you guys aren't going to go inside his house and go get this person.
You guys would have go home after he heals and try to duck a bullet going back into his house.
Into his own house. Like right now, I'd be scared. Like my neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Was shooting right now. Imagine how scared I would be every day to even sit in my house. I couldn't go home.
No, I'd burn his house down.
I would. That's a good one.
I'd burn his house down right in the middle of the night. Set it right on fire.
And yep. That's
sit out there with some marshmallows. The cops can't do nothing to me. You're going to take me to jail. The man had 3 warrants. He already shot me. You didn't do nothing. I have to defend my own self.
Yeah, in my family. Period.
In my family. You're not taking me to jail.
You know what I mean? Smoke him out.
I'm going to burn his house down.
Smoke him
out.
I'm
going to go back in my house and be like, nope, I need the same treatment.
Smoke him out. Smoke him out.
Smoke him out.
Nobody. No, I'm talking about by burn his house down. Smoke him out. You know what I mean? The cool part about if you burn his house down, though, it could affect your house too, though. You got to be careful.
That's why you got insurance.
That dude probably sitting up there late at night. You probably scared to go out after he got shot. The way he was sitting up there, he's damn near paralyzed. He got shot in the neck and it kind of went out. He said by his spine almost.
No, bro, he's cooked. Think about it. Getting shot up here and anywhere in the
neck.
chest, bro, it's a painful way to die. It's the slowest way to die. But all everything inside your body that bullet hit is tore up. He's never going to be the same. And then he has to go home, and hopefully the guy runs out of MRE meals and has to come outside. Watch, homeboy going to be door dashing food to his house. He don't come outside. That's what they say. He don't come out. He don't do none of that.
They don't care, man. Like this is, I mean, it's you should see his house, man. It looks like a good. He barricaded himself in there, good. It's just crazy that they're scared to go get him. They could do something. 42 fake him.
Bro,
they went into the one dude's house.
Black folks.
You remember the one guy? I think it was a black dude, man. Who remember we did it on the way. Went up there, server Warner's house, and he shot the cops.
Philly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he was getting off, but they came back and they got him up out of there.
No, they stayed there
until they got him up out of there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like supposed to do. So you see how the cops are scared of some people and they're scared and
they pretend
they're scared of black folks. That's why they shoot you quickly.
They pretend to be scared
they know
of us.
You're stronger and stuff.
They pretend to be scared of us so they can kill us. Let me do this last one real quick when we're out of here.
Hold on. You should do. We can come back to that. Oh, is that? Yeah. That's the one.
That's the one. Okay. J.P. Morgan begins suing customers who allegedly stole thousands of dollars in infinite money glitch. J.P. Morgan Chase has begun suing customers who allegedly stole thousands of dollars from ATMs by taking advantage of a technical glitch that allowed them to withdraw funds before a check bounced. The bank on Monday filed lawsuits in at least 3 federal courts taking aim at some of the people who withdrew the highest amounts in the so-called infinite money glitch that went viral on TikTok and other social media platforms in late August. A Houston case involves a man who owes J.P. Morgan $290,000, $939.47 after an unidentified accomplice deposited a counterfeit $335,000 check at an ATM, according to the bank. On August 29, 2024, a masked man deposited a check in a defendant's Chase bank account in the amount of $335,000, the bank said in a Texas filing. After the check was deposited, the defendant began withdrawing the vast majority of the ill-gotten funds. Here, hold on. They said there's still a major avenue for fraud, resulting in $26.6 billion in losses globally last year. That's not this one. I thought they were going to say this resulted in that much, but this dude, man, he's a. I'm not saying this is a good thing to do, but he's a soldier for that one. As soon as he found out, he put the $335,000 check in the machine he had on the mask. What does it matter if you put a mask on or not? They know whose bank account this is.
Yeah, this is the one I saw when they did it because they was clowning. Like,
I wonder if this is real, man. They probably playing. These guys are on here. It's like it's a bunch of young dudes on here throwing money around in front of Chase Bank, man, acting wilding out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they really did it or not.
I can understand, them telling people, hey, you can glitch this money. At first, when I saw this, I was like, that just shows the desperation of people. Because it's in a lot of people did it with their own account. You know what I'm saying? You could just tell people are just hungry and desperate. But I mean,
335. A quick 300 racks. I think most people are going to hit them. I'm not going to do it because I understand the conversation.
I can live Bali rich.
You know what I mean? I
can live in the Philippines.
You feel me? Thailand, somewhere over there. I'm out of here. Hey, you know what I mean? A cool 300,000. You're probably set for life. You can figure something else out to do.
Right? I just saw a video of the lady. She got $600,000 from her ex-husband out of all his it was out of his funds. He made all the money. She never signed a prenup, right? And she was like, yeah, it was 2 years ago. And the guy was like, well, where's all the money? She's like, it's gone. He's like, in 2 years? She was like, yeah.
Listen, all you got to this is what they could do, man. You could leave out the country, just set yourself up a whole social media site. Don't do it yourself. Have somebody else do it, and you just send them the videos and stuff. You can show, like, you can call yourself, what's it called? What's the one thing that Leonardo DiCaprio played in the movie that when he was doing the fake checks? Catch Me If You Can.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? You could damn near be that guy, but you ain't got to run. You can just sit in the country you're in and live real good and run around eating all day long.
Well, what he did, he knew that because he was. I watched that movie multiple times. What he knew he could deposit a check on the West Coast, and then he would fly to the East Coast and do it again. Because by the time it took a couple days for the check to get over there, and they would tell him it was bad, so he was just bobbing back and forth. But he was also like. He was a fake doctor, a fake pilot,
everything.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of stuff.
Hey, if you hit for 300,000, bro, you're going to the joint. You're out of here. I mean, if they're gonna sue you, if all they can do is sue you, though, they can't do any if there's only got to be a civil action. You know what I mean? You're never going to make another legal dime in your life again because they're taking everything from you. They're going to, you better hope you don't own a house or nothing else. They're taking it all. They're coming to get everything you got.
I don't need a house, bro. I'm gone. 300,000. If I can scam a bank out of $300,000.
$300,000 ain't that much money. That's gonna be gone. So
depending on where you're going.
depending on where you're going and how you understand how to live.
Because Russell Simmons makes it look fly right now. He's like, look, I'm bottom
Hey,
rich.
go to Thailand. It's cheap over there, man. You can like live for super cheap, like $1,000 a month. You at least got about 300 and something months out of that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? $1,400-$1,500 if you can
My kids be
invest
like,
in
you coming
something.
back to America? I'd be like, no.
Never.
Y'all can come visit me, though. I can buy you a ticket. Like, but I
I'm
ain't
not
coming
even
back.
buying tickets. I ain't got the money to buy a ticket. That's gonna cut out one of my months. Like this, that's gonna take a whole
God.
month off my
I'm
life
going
right
somewhere
there.
nice, like bro. Like that dude probably went home, was just chilling, like
Yeah, he
But
spent that-
So they said he had a mask on, so it was like a fraudulent account. Anyways, he probably took it all and put it into a Cash App account.
Nah, they got this dude. They said they filed a lawsuit against him. I'm not sure. Maybe
No, it says his name's Masked Man, so it's the person whoever's account was. It wasn't his; it was someone else's.
Damn, I'm thinking like, so how did he? You get what I'm saying? Like,
He
you
made
got to
a
have
fake
all
check.
their stuff though. You got to have to take it out the bank. You got to be able to ATM. Unless you're going into the bank, and they're not gonna let you walk
No,
into
they're
the
doing
bank
it. They were
with a
doing it at
mask.
the ATM. They were depositing the
You,
check.
get, you only can get like so much money out of an ATM in a day.
No, they was letting them. Nah, some of them they've upped it. Before it used to be like 500.
Man, now
so
some of you can get like
you get like $5,000.
Yeah, you can get like I know. There's some places you
from a
can't.
single ATM. So you can go to one ATM, go to the next, go to the next.
I don't know if it's just single ATM. I think it's withdrawn from an account in a day. I think it's so much
Well,
money.
you can have your account set up where like people
this
can't take.
glitch might have overridden that. But yeah, you know what I mean. Kudos to those guys for hopefully they got away with a little bit of money.
Are idiots. They don't play with people's money. They probably, I'll tell you, they took the money, probably went home and ordered some DoorDash like some dumbasses. I'm gone, bro. I'm taking that money, moving it around. You ain't gonna see me. I'm out. I'm out of Queens, yo. Peace, son. Anyways, Uncommon Courtesy, man. We're gonna see y'all next time.